Hey everybody, this is your girl from Dept Said It. I kind of got some things that I want to talk about, and I don't know how the view is going to come out on this topic, but it is what it is at this point. And if Dept said it, that's how she felt it, that's how she seen it. Ain't nothing I could do to take it back. Yeah, this hair is horrible, y'all. I already know that. But listen, I know there's a lot of people that go through things, and let me start over. There is a big thing in America about our black men. And what the thing is how our black men are always stereotyped. Systemic racism, discrimination, stereotypism. Just being a black man in America is like really, really, really hard. And I'm like really aware of that. But what I wanted to kind of talk about is what I go through in America as a black woman. What I go through in America as a black woman, it might stand out just a little bit more because what I go through is more so about being a black woman in America. And me being a black woman in America is not always easy. It's not always easy for me as a black woman in America because I stand out. I'm more unique than the norm. A lot of you don't know it yet, but just hold on. Videos are coming. I got another channel. It's called 6.2 in Heels. So you can chime over to that channel and kind of start looking at some of the content that I have over there as a woman at 6'2" and I wear heels. What's going on in America for me is I get stereotyped a lot. Me just being 6'2", I get a lot more than the norm. And I started going through a couple of things in my life where I just feel like I'm like literally stereotyped. One thing that I'm gonna show you, and we can go through it, you can ask all the questions, you can comment, you can like, you can subscribe, you can send me an email, and I'll be glad to answer it. You ready? Here we go. There you go. Being 6'2" in America kind of got me in a little bit of trouble. It got me in a little bit of trouble because I actually was attacked. And people wouldn't believe it because I'm 6'2". They think, oh, how could something like that happen to you? You know, you're a person that's bigger than this person. You're a person that's this, you're a person that's that. But what you don't understand and what you don't know, it actually happens. And for me, it happens more than the norm. It happens so frequent with me until a lot of times I just hate to be around people because walking up to me at 6'2", I wear heels, you know, people don't understand the bigger they are. Actually, it is true, the harder we fall. And you wouldn't understand how to walk that day and day into those shoes unless you're in my shoes. What happened was on March the 10th, I got another channel. It's called Queen Dept_slottings. So I do go to a lot of the casinos or some of the arcades, and I actually record my slot play. I'm actually building that channel. So on this particular day, March the 10th, I actually went in, enjoyed myself, recorded like I normally do, and came out happy, jolly, had a ticket in my hand, almost $3,000, and I was ready to just continue to build on that ticket. I hadn't even cashed the ticket in yet because I knew that I was going to be coming back again, and I also knew that I was going to be recording more. I get a lot of free play. I get a lot of trips. I get a lot of offers to Las Vegas. I get a lot of stuff that actually coincides with me going to play slides, a lot of perks. I'm talking about free drinks. I'm on almost the top tier. I got like maybe one more level. I'm a Diamond Plus. I got one more level and I will be at a top tier. That comes with playing, that comes with hitting jackpots. So a lot comes with it. A lot of losses, a lot of wins. It balances out. It gives me, I eat free. You know, I could go to Las Vegas or anywhere in this area I can go, and I can basically stay for free, eat for free, drink for free, and just be me. And I'm doing something that I like. I'm doing something that I love. This particular day, it kind of changed everything about me. I'm going to keep my composure, and I'm trying my best not to cry. Deal? And the reason why I'm letting you in on this little secret about me is because I'm truly going to start blogging, which I already should have done. I'm going to start blogging my journey into being on house arrest. Okay? I'm almost 50 years old. I made it to house arrest. Here's my story. I walked in the parking lot. I noticed on my car, I call him Bo. I'll introduce you to him. There you go. And when I got to my car, I noticed that it was a ticket warning, whatever you want to call it. It says that I couldn't park there. So I looked at the ticket. I'm like, oh my God, whatever. So I took the ticket. I threw it on the ground. No big deal. My car was still intact. There was nothing to pay. Simply was a warning that I couldn't park there anymore. And that was the end of it. Although I had been literally parking there for months of going to this particular casino, Harrah's, in Pompano Beach, Florida. As I pulled out of the parking lot, I'm on the west side of this casino. So I pulled out because I was actually backed in. When I pulled out, Bo is so old, rusty, rugged, and squeaky, and he makes so much noise. Love my boy though. The window won't go down. The window only goes halfway. What ended up happening was I heard, and a lot of people don't know me, I'm an advocate. I'm an advocate for rights. I'm an advocate for blacks. I'm an advocate for women. I'm an advocate for me. I'm an advocate for people. I will give you the shirt off my back. If I have to help you at 4 o'clock in the morning, at 2 o'clock in the morning on a Tuesday during a thunderstorm, I'll be there. As I walked off, as I pulled off, I heard this noise. B-I-T-C-H-H-O-E. I just heard a bunch of banter. You know, the B word I stopped using as of July 17th, 2022. The MF word, the F word, I stopped using that type of language. But when I heard the language again, what the first thing came to my mind, because it came from a female voice, I actually thought that there was literally something going on. So I looked in my rearview mirror, and when I looked in my rearview mirror, I couldn't see anybody. But I continued to hear this noise. Coming out of this parking lot, I'm headed west coming out. Again, the casino is on the east side of the parking lot. I'm headed west, but when I head west, I have to actually make a right turn in order to get out the entire area. As I'm turning right, I apologize, making a right turn to get out the area, I heard the noise again. So being that I'm pretty close with the manager there, I was like, you know, I may need to call who's the head of security, and I need to let her know that there's something going on in the parking lot, and it sounds like a domestic dispute or altercation. I just didn't know what it was, because again, in the rearview mirror, I couldn't hear the noise. I couldn't see anybody. As I turned out, I heard it more and more. So I turned back around, and when I turned back around, as soon as I made a U-turn and I came back inside the parking lot, I looked to my left. I didn't see anybody in the parking lot. As soon as I'm like, where is this noise coming from? Because I can't see anyone. I happened to look over to the right caddy corner of where I was at. I seen someone in a black Jeep basically flagging me to come over. As I start going over there, and I noticed that it was a woman, I start headed over there thinking that this young lady needed my help. Once I got over there, I made a right turn. And when I made this right turn, I headed over there to her. She was flagging me down like this. I'm thinking, because I heard all the B-I-T-C-H, the H-O-Es, I heard it all, the hoes. I'll tell you about all. I use that language, but the B-I-T-C-H and the F and the MF, I don't use that language anymore, okay? Soon as I pulled over there, I may have pulled a car and a half from this Jeep that was backed in. And I kind of recognized the Jeep because that's not my first time going there. But every time I see that Jeep, I know it's security, and it's always been a guy in the car, but he's never bothered me. I never had an issue at all. By the time I pulled in the parking lot, this young lady literally jumped out the car and ambushed me. Again, in bow, my window was half down because it's broken. She have her finger pointing it in my face, going off on me. At this point, because I've never been in that situation before, I actually was shocked. I'm like, what? So I said, whoa, whoa. I'm getting out the car. Mistake number one. I open up the car door. I'm getting out the car. As soon as I get out the car door was still open. As soon as I get out the car, I'm like, what in the world is going on? I'm like, soon as I asked her what in the world was going on, she took her hand and pushed me on my left shoulder. She lifted up her shirt. She said she was pregnant. And once she said she was pregnant, she turned around and said, oh, and there's cameras in the car. So I was like, wait. I didn't really know what to say. So I'm like, I'm trying to figure out what is going on. She finally said, you should ask me. You should ask me what's going on. You should ask me. She said, oh, you got this ticket. I said, a ticket? Again, it's not dawning on me why I just got ambushed. So I was like, a ticket? What do you mean a ticket? She basically was saying to me, the warning or the ticket, whatever they want to call it, that was put on my car. She put it on my car. Why did she care whether or not I knew she put it on my car? I literally have no clue. The only thing that I could tell you is she ambushed me. When she told me she was pregnant, I'm like, if you're pregnant, why would you be up in my face? I am 6'2". I had on heels. I was dressed up, which is my character. Go take a look at my page, 6'2" in heels. Take a look at my Instagram page, it's SexyDD75. I'm always dressed up. Why? Because I'm 6'2". I know I'm noticed when I walk in the room, so I make sure that my appearance is up to par. Nowhere in 1,000 years did I expect this. I said, why do you care? Why would you be in my face like this? Who cares about a damn ticket? Why are you in my face? She pushed me again. And I did her like this. I said, don't touch me. I said, I'm waiting, because she was on the phone. Honestly, I thought that she was on the phone with the police department. The only reason why I waited there is because I thought she was on the phone with the police department. But then I heard her say something about Bay. Bay, come and get her. Bay, come on. So again, it didn't dawn on me. I'm thinking that she's already called the police. A few seconds later, she pushed me again. And I took my finger. I said, you better not touch me again. I said, I'm waiting for the police to come because I'm going to have them pull the camera. A few seconds later, I heard her say something like as if she was talking to a woman. And I was like, no. I said, I'm getting ready to go tell on you. I said, because I'm thinking that she was on the phone with the police. As I turned around to get in my car, turned around this way, she took her hand, she scratched me across my back and grabbed my shirt. When she scratched me across my back and grabbed my shirt, I did her like this. I said, don't touch me. I got into the car. I made it clear that I was going across the street to another business, which is called Top Golf in Pompano, across the street from Harris. I thought she worked for the company because that particular company was the only company that was allowed to park in that parking lot. So I'm thinking that's who she worked for. Soon as I went to pulling off, she started beating on the trunk of the car. I couldn't say nothing to her. I got in my car. I pulled out of the parking lot. And I drove across the street to Harris. Once I got into Harris, I said to one of the ladies in there, was a slew of them at the register. So I said to them, I said, listen, may I speak to a manager? Again, I'm under the impression this is where the little girl work at. So I asked, can I speak to a manager? They called the manager out, a Caucasian young lady. I'm sure she was younger than me. Looked like maybe she was in her late 20s, maybe early 30s. I'm not sure. She came out. I come to find out her name was Delani. So when she came out, I said to her, I said, can I speak to you? She said, yes. I said, listen, can I speak to you out the door? Because I know there was a lot of customers in there. And I was like, can I speak to you out the door? She said, yes. So I walked out the door and I started telling this young lady what had just happened across the street. As I told her the story of what happened across the street, maybe about 2 minutes later, the Broward County Sheriff's Department pulled up. So when the Broward County Sheriff's Department pulled up, An officer jumped out the car. He came walking towards me. Soon as he came walking towards me, I turned to him and started talking to him. As I'm telling him the story, because I can't believe that this little girl literally just pushed me about 3 times. She might have even hit me more than that. But I never got a chance to hit her back because that's not what my MO is. I don't pride myself in that, and I've never been in trouble for anything like that before. I don't do violent crimes, never been a part of it. Plus, I got a lot to lose right now. As soon as I started talking to the police officer, the first thing that the police officer said to me, he was like, you could back up out of my face. He said, you need to back up out of my face. And when he said I needed to back up out of his face, the only thing that I did was, I said, whoa, you know, I done been around in this before. I know how they are. I know they, and it was at least 7 or 8 of them, maybe 5, 6, I'm not sure. But as soon as he said it, I literally shut down. I shut down and I didn't say anything to him. I took a deep breath and I said, I'm leaving. I threw my hands up. I said, I'm leaving. I said, I don't have anything to say. I said, she said that there's cameras over there. I said, go pull the cameras over there. I said, I'll be vindicated when you go pull the cameras. I said, because this girl hit me multiple times. I'm leaving. The officer stopped me. He said, I can't go anywhere because I'm in the middle of an ongoing investigation. So I said, well, what do you need from me? Of course, it was with an attitude. Of course, I didn't want to talk to him anymore. I said, well, what do you need from me? He asked me for my license. I pulled my license out. I gave him my license. As he walking back to his patrol car, and he's basically going to run my name, I did say to him, I said, you can run my name if you want to. I said, because I don't have any warrants and I'm not in trouble. I haven't done anything wrong. Not that I've never been in trouble before, because that's not true. I've been in trouble before decades ago, okay? As he walking towards the car to run my name, another Caucasian officer, one that was actually kind of nice if I got a chance to talk to him, he said, listen, he said, come over here and tell me what happened. So I said, okay. As I'm walking to tell him what happened, the manager over at from Top Golf, she came walking like behind me a little bit. And she said, officer, she said, I would like to say something. I would like to defend her. I would like to say that she didn't do anything wrong when she came over here. She really came over here to tell me that a young lady over there was hitting her. And I'm going to send an email to my director and let my director know what was going on. So while she telling the officer that I never got a chance to talk, because by the time she got done, the officer that had my license, he came back. Once he came back, he was like, oh, just as what he said, oh, you're going to get a misdemeanor in the mail. And I'm like, I'm upset. I didn't process anything in that moment. All I said was, whatever. And I took my license for him and I got in my car to leave. As I was pulling out of the parking lot, the first thing came to my mind, oh, he didn't give me a case number and he didn't give me the information as to how to press charges on this little girl, this young lady, because she hit me. And that was the purpose of me being over at Top Golf, telling on her. I never left the scene. I just came back to tell on her. I went across the street to tell on her because I noticed she was on personal phone calls instead of being on the phone with the police department. And I just went across the street, just waiting on them, because she said it was cameras in the car, so I was banking on the cameras in the vehicle. Next thing I know, when I came back, I pulled in the same spot that I was originally in. I walked up to the officer's car because at that point he was in his vehicle with the door closed. So I walked up to the car and I said, excuse me. I said, you never gave me, I'm coming back because you never gave me the case number. And you never told me how I could press charges against this young lady. He told me just like this. He said, you need to back up out of my face. And I looked at him and I'm like, back up out of your face? What do you mean? I said, you don't have the right to speak to me like that. I said, you just don't have the right to do that. He said, are you trespassing? He said, are you refusing to leave? I said, listen. And I didn't tell you through the whole video. I kept asking, do you guys, if you got your body cam on, I said what I had to say, but I always ask, do you have your body cam on? So when he said, are you refusing to leave? You're trespassing. Are you refusing to leave? I said, if you got your body cam on, I said, no, I'm not refusing to leave. I just want the case number. And I just want to know how I could press charges on this young lady. He told me again, just like this. In other words, nigga, back up out of my face. So I did like this. I put my hands up and I backed up from his car. I backed all the way up from his car until I got to the sidewalk. As soon as I got on the sidewalk, another Caucasian officer, he was like coming from Top Golf. And as he was coming from Top Golf, he walked on the side of me and he said to me, he said, oh, are you refusing to leave? So I turned to the left of me and I looked at him and I said, if you have your body cam on, I'm not refusing. He snatched my arm as soon as I said that, put my hand behind my back, and he said, oh, okay, so you just said you're refusing to leave. You're under arrest for trespassing. Just like that. The Broward County Sheriff's Department. And he arrested me for trespassing. Now, he arrested me and I said to him, I didn't say I was refusing to leave. I said, I'm only asking for the case number and I'm asking you how to press charges against this young lady. He told me it was too late. He threw me in the back of the car. I told him that the handcuffs on me was a bit too tight. He still put me in the car. He finally got in the car after he went to finagling and having fun with the other officers. He finally came and got in the car and I said to him, I said, you know good and well I didn't refuse to leave. And I went to talking because I was hoping that his body cam was on, and I was also hoping that there was footage and video, voice footage or video or anything in the car to hear me questioning him, because I know in my heart I never said I was refusing. I literally wanted the case number because I've never been in a situation like that before, and I needed to know what do I need to do next. And getting a misdemeanor case in the mail, I didn't even know what I was getting in the mail. Why? I knew I was getting a misdemeanor because the guy said it, but I didn't know why. I asked the guy, what am I being charged with? He said, you're being charged with trespassing and you're being charged with aggravated battery on a pregnant woman. I said, I never hit her. I said, I never put my hands on this little girl. I say, that's why I came across the street to tell. I say, but I don't understand. Why didn't you guys give me a case number? He told me just like this. He said, we don't have to give you a case number. He said, if you want to know your case number, he said, you go online and you look for it yourself. I said, but what if I don't know how to go online and look for it? He basically told me, oh, well. So I also asked him, well, why didn't you guys get me a supervisor or a sergeant out when I asked for one? He told me by law, he don't have to get me anything. He said, whenever you get arrested, they decide what they're going to give you if they want someone to come out and talk to you. I said, oh, really? I said, well, I don't understand. How did you guys give me a felony if you just told me that I was getting a misdemeanor in the mail? I said, and how am I getting arrested for trespassing? No one ever trespassed me, number one. Number two, where the little girl worked at, that was a whole entire other location. Address different, owned by a different company. She doesn't work for Top Golf, but they arrested me for trespassing. He pulled me out the car because he didn't know what he was charging me with. Another part of the story. He pulled me out the car, and once he pulled me out the car, you would not believe. He went to script searching me and patting me down. He violated me so bad until I looked at him and one of the other officers that had an issue with me. He never said, I never did anything to him, but just the fact that I guess I wasn't doing what they wanted me to do, which is talk to them. I didn't want to talk to them once the man shut me down like that. He pat me down and degraded me so bad until I am really, I feel violated and sexually assaulted. And I got to a space to where I actually reached out to a psychiatrist to go and talk about it, because I felt like it kind of brought up old wounds of something that actually happened to me when I was a little girl coming up, and I haven't gotten over it. I went a couple days later. Once I got out of jail, I got out that 11th that night. On the 12th, I went down to internal affairs. I opened up a complaint, did a sworn affidavit, did a recorded thing, had 2 officers, one named Chand, her name is Chanda Martinez, thinking that, you know, I'm speaking to a lady that can help me. You know, she's going to do the best to resolve my case. When I tell you, nothing. I get a letter in the mail, 2 lines, case closed, no further investigation. Just like that. I get another call in March. I get a text message in March. Oh, I needed to come down. I got a court date the next day, the day after. I get inside the courtroom. I don't know what I did. I don't know why I'm there. All I know is I get in front of the judge. The state attorney that filed this motion to get me back in there, she was nowhere around. The state attorney that was there, she didn't know really what's going on. The public defender didn't know. The judge told the state attorney, I'm denying your motion. They pulled me back in there to revoke my bond. The judge said, oh, I'm denying your motion. Oh, 2 seconds later, I'm denying your motion. Oh, she was pregnant. Miss Miller, I have 2 things to say to you. ... In your own house arrest. Just like that. And I've been on house arrest now for about 2 months. And I can't even tell you why I'm on house arrest. The public assistance failed me. The judge failed me. The police department failed me. I went to see an attorney, and you would not believe what this black attorney said to me. He basically said he needed to tone me down. And I said, tone me down, why? Because I'm tall. I'm who I am. And the jury would never believe my story. I have been falsely arrested. I have been stereotyped. I have been discriminated against. And I just want you people to know that you can't always judge a book by its cover. And honestly, I've been through it a lot when it comes to me being tall. Just know, just like we can't change our color because we're black, you also can't change your height. You can't change your height. I can't change my afro. I can't change my height. I can't change my color. I can't change my size. I am who I am. And I can't change it. And so I've decided that I just walk on faith. And I just say, I'm going to wait till my day comes. Because I literally just told my story. This is the 3rd time I was able to tell my story. My public defender still never heard my story. I told this story to Internal Affairs. Thank you, Chanda, whatever your name is, Martinez, at Internal Affairs for Broward County. Thank you, Pompano Beach Sheriff Department, Broward County Sheriff for Pompano Beach. I finally was able to tell my story, and that's because I had to add to my police report 3 months later because I'm just getting the information as to how to press charges on this girl. And I was just able to add my story to that report, and I still haven't even got the report yet. And thank you, Mr. Black Attorney. What's your name again? Johnny McCrae in Pompano. Thank you for stereotyping me. Thank you for telling me that you have to tone me down. In this case, really is her word against mine. She have no proof. I got the scratches on my back. I got the ripped shirt. I have the evidence. And he wanted to charge me $15,000. $15,000. And not only do I have a case where I could beat, I also have a false arrest case after this because I will be going against the Broward County Sheriff Department for a civil suit. I did reach out to the attorney that represented Trayvon Martin. You guys know who that is. They turned it down because I guess the Broward County Police Department didn't punch me in the face, didn't stomp me on the ground, and didn't beat me to a pulp, and they didn't have anybody to refer me to. But I'm asking you, if you know any attorneys out there that's willing to take my case, would you please email me or leave it in a comment? I'm 6'2". And today I don't have on heels. I don't have on any heels now. I'm a regular plain Jane. I'm a black woman in America, and I understand you men. Whether you believe it or not, I go through the same thing you go through. I'm trying to survive just like you. I'm from a dad. My 2 older brothers, we were raised by my dad, and for some reason, I just cannot get out of my skin. I'm very confident, but I will beat this case. I'm going to start vlogging my case, so look out. This is only part 1 to me telling my story. Okay? Thank you. I'm your girl. I'm Queen Dept. Subscribe to my channel. Dept said it. Like me, share me. If you decide not to do any of that, leave me a comment. And I just give you one bit of advice. Just get to know me, because I know there's someone out there that actually is either going through what I went through, been through what I went through, and maybe we can work together trying to resolve these issues. There's a lot that my channel has to bring coming, in the near future. You're gonna hear a lot about me. I do have a couple other channels, but we don't have to talk about that right now. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.